What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on ATER ticker.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news, and at the end of this video I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. And before we get into all of that, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Moomoo valued up to $7,000, please check out that link in the description below. All you have to do is sign up for an account and deposit as little as $1. This is guaranteed free money. Full details you can see on the screen right now. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here at this very point when we broke the previous swing low, and I've told you at that moment that we have very good chances to hit lower price targets. And I also told you not to enter your position because of their earnings report, and it took place on May the 9th. And I've told you that depending on the results of in their earnings report, we should see either movement to the downside that will break the range of support, or we might see a bounce from this level. And it is the confluence of several touches right here as the support, right here as the support, and right here we have two touches of this range as the resistance. And we broke it to the downside with the negative results in their earnings report. As you can see, they missed expectations on earnings and on revenue, and definitely it is not the good sign for investors. But from the technical standpoint, it was 100% expectable. And I've told you that when we will go lower, definitely the next range, the most probable range of extension in the C wave compared to A wave is 1-to-1, and as you can see we hit exactly this range and had a very good bounce to the upside for more than 23% to our current price, and to the highest point it was about 32%. And on top of that, we had very good bounce from 0.786 Fibonacci extension range, and it is the confluence with previous bottom. And these two bounces show how technical this asset is, and how you can project further targets and how you can benefit from this. You might see in my technical analysis in just several minutes. But for now, let's take a look on the fundamentals of this company and what was the reason of this massive movement to the downside. So, we are on monthly full, and this article was published on May the 10th, right after they published their earnings report, and it's titled, "Why ATER Stock is down 11% today?" And let me quote you this. On May the 9th, Aterian reported its financial results for the first 3 months of 2022. Revenue declined 13.3% to $41.7 million in the period due to supply chain issues across its products portfolio and deteriorating results from some of its recent acquisitions. On this revenue base, the company posted an operating loss of $36.3 million, or almost 100% of its revenue, and definitely it is a major red flag. There is no way to beat around the bush. These are terrible results. It isn't surprising then that investors decided to sell ATER stock today. In Q1, Aterian burned $13.2 million in operating cash flow. At this current burn rate, the company will go through its $44 million cash pile by the end of this year. If the company can't turn around these losses, it will need to turn to the capital markets and either raise cash through debt or equity financing. Both scenarios would be bad news for shareholders, since Aterian already has a lot of debt on its balance sheet and has majority diluted shareholders in the past few years. And this information 100% shows you that it is not the long-term play on the market, and that's why we have to be very cautious. But all in all, this asset has a very technical movements, and I have to say that you can benefit from them. And let me show you another potential good sign for Aterian. It is still on the 4th place on apewisdom.io, and this website tracks the activity on Wall Street Bets community related to different assets. And as you can see, during the last 24 hours, it gained about 6 rows, and it might be a potential good catalyst if we will see some positive news from Aterian C executives. On top of that, let me show you right here that we are on fintel.io, and this website tracks the smart money moves related to this asset. And green rows indicate new positions, and red rows indicate closed positions. And let me show you that we have several green rows and several red ones, but let me pay your attention on these several lines. First of all, we have $5.44 million in value that was invested by Vanguard Group. And recently, on May 13th, they filed this information that they added about 15.21% to its stake. And for now, they own 2.23 million shares. And if you divide the value of their position by number of shares, their average price will be about $2.4. And for now, let me remind you that we are at the price point of $3.12. This means these companies, basically all of these latest filings, are in green territory. On top of that, let me show you that Renaissance Technologies opened their completely new position with the total value of $4.3 million. On top of that, BlackRock added about 2.57% to its stake, and for now they own about $4.5 million in value in Aterian stocks. Definitely, this might be the good sign for investors, but I have to say that it is not so obvious, because this file date is nothing else but the information when this filing is made. But it is not the real date of their deal. The real date might be more than 45 days prior this current level. And definitely, you cannot rely for 100% on these numbers. You can rely on them as a part of your due diligence. On top of that, let me show you the short interest of this stock. And for now, it has a short interest of percent of float of 43.19%. Extremely high short interest. And the off-exchange short volume ratio is 37.44%. It is not so high, but still it is double digits, and 37% is quite a big number. On top of that, let me show you that they have about 800,000 shares available for shorting, and the short borrow fee rate is 93.58. So it is quite debatable whether or not short squeeze is possible, and I think from the current levels we should see much lower shares available for shorting and a bit higher short borrow fee rate. Only in this case, with the support from Wall Street Bets community, we might see potential short squeeze. That's why, for now, you have to be very cautious with any positions of Aterian, because we might see, and we will see, huge volatility on upcoming sessions. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, how we can define these levels that we defined as our potential supports and resistances, and the price action respects these levels very well. Definitely, if we complete all 5 waves, and the 5 waves on a smaller scale, it is nothing else but one wave on a bigger scale. And right after we completed all 5 waves, we have to have a retracement, and usually this retracement has a shape of simple zigzag. And this movement, first sharp movement to the downside, formed our A wave. Right here we have the top of our B wave, and we can project some levels of the C wave. And to do so, we have to pull this tool, Fibonacci extension tool, from this top to this bottom and to this top, as you can see right here. And the most probable range where we might land the bottom of our C wave is 1 to 1, and it is right here. And as you can see, we hit it to the tick. But previously we had another range of support that was the confluence with this previous bottom, and we also had this range as a range of support. And let me show you that we have the upper range as the range of resistance. So if you are risky enough, you could accumulate your position on these levels, and your stop loss should be slightly below this range, and your take profit should be slightly below this previous resistance. And as you can see from this first potential trade, you might be up for about 16%, and second trade might bring you about 23%. Definitely very good achievement. And what should we expect next? We have crucial points right here. We have the lowest point of this price action at the price point of roughly $2.07. And if the price will break this range, let me mark it for you, we will invalidate this entire movement to the upside from this bottom to this top as our motive wave, and this means that this asset is still on the downtrend. So the crucial point is right here. But first of all, our first stop loss is this previous swing low. And if you want to enter the riskiest position, probably the riskiest one, because we have more bearish pressure on this asset right now, you can accumulate all the way down, but your stop loss should be slightly below the $2.5 mark. And with the assumption that we might hit some higher targets, the next range of resistance might be at this point. Depending on your entry point, we might have up to 34% of upside potential and about 19, maybe slightly lower, 15% of potential losses. And this means risk to reward ratio is not so favorable, especially if you start to accumulate your position at the current ranges, because most likely we will see lower price action and we have to take a closer look on this range of support and this one. And that's why we have to be cautious. So, I think from the technical standpoint that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live